Oh, wow, we start on the dot. That I did not intend for that to be. Uh, yeah. Welcome. Hi. Welcome to a new week. Ooh, nothing too eventful this time. No, whatever. Four things happen. Just cue. Get something on. Maybe a touch loud. I'm getting proud of myself for actually managing to handle volume much better now. By not hearing it right. It's interesting how that is. Probably one of the biggest things I learned about. Well, producing video related things. I don't know what to call it. I mean, the word content implies that it's content. And it's not really content. And it's content to a lesser extent. Uh, hmm. Yeah, nothing too eventful this week. If I ever come back to this one, this was definitely one of my heavier weeks. I'll know what I mean by that. And I'll leave it at that. But yeah, nothing too eventful going on. So this might be a bit of a shorter one. Sure, reflection piece. But, I don't know, I just decided I'd cover a topic that's, you know, well, I don't want to say miscellaneous, but yeah, kind of a topic I wanted to talk about now that it's had time to settle in, and that's, well, voice. I mean, I've talked about it about the past, and well, it's been a few months, so I think I could finally get the gist of, my general thoughts of how I'm conveying myself. I mean, I'm not exactly relying on facial expression or gestures, so that would be an interesting topic to bring up. But, yeah, it's not really the direction I wanted to take this channel in, or myself in that. A lot of things focus on personality. I don't know. For this instance, I feel like, they take it back. Everyone's doing personality, or focus on personality. Sometimes it's important to bring out the content. Anyways, ooh, tangent. That was a tangent. But yeah, wanted to talk about my voice, what I think of it, how it's changed, I guess, and I don't know, just general feelings about it. I don't know. I don't have any notes. This is mostly me just like pulling thoughts out of thin air. Ooh, very nice. So that might have been a touch loud. There we go. But yeah, I guess to start, well, we start at the very beginning. A very good place to start. Uh, I I mean, it's always that thing where you always think you know your voice, but all it is just vibration in your bones. And so when you hear your voice, it sounds a bit foreign to you, a bit weird compared to how you perceive your voice. And so, of course, as a result, you end up hating it. It's a little bit of psychology there. Well, actually, not, no, take that back. Not something I learned, but something I deduced, really. Just because it's not the same as how you perceive yourself as. Anyways, yeah. So, of course, there was those initial feelings, but at the time, I didn't mind because, well, I'm not hearing myself. Or not hearing myself as much. Maybe I'll just hear myself in a recording. Or just in editing. But some series didn't really need much in terms of editing. so I didn't really have to deal with it much. Sure, okay, this is the direction I'm taking, the quality of my voice. And then we'll talk about sound later. It wasn't until like Hollow Knight where I really want to get into the nitty gritty of editing. I started listening to myself and I'm like, huh. Odd. I feel there's a lot of me missing from it, if that makes sense. I don't know, the me that comes out in those videos kind of feels, I don't want to say dull, well, duller? Yeah, duller than how I usually am. Maybe it's just not, like, passion not shining through. But, yeah, I don't know, like, editing for me, I guess I've mentioned this before, but editing felt a bit, it was a slog to get through. And so, yeah. Guess that's really the thought of, well, the sound of my voice, I guess. Just, well, dislike hearing it. I'm not, like, massively against it, but I guess, it feels unpleasant to listen to. Although, I will say, content of what I say, oh, you know what, I could toot my own horn. I deserve a win every once in a while. I mean, hey, I like myself. I like what I say. It's not like I'm doing anything cringy or something that I'd hate myself on, but at least I'm proud of the fact that I could express myself as myself, even though it might not really convey, although the expression doesn't really convey itself across the digital medium, I guess. Or maybe it's just me imagining how I sound. So that's my thoughts on my own voice. Next, I guess. Huh. Where to next? I could talk about volume. Yeah, sure, I'll talk about volume. Why not? Volume. I did not think I was so quiet. At first, I just attributed it to noise, or like volume control. I know that, well, volume's been a massive issue in this channel. And so I just thought, it's just because I'm too quiet. And then, well, I know, or maybe it's just OBS, or whatever. Which, well, not OBS, but it's partially true. Turns out the source of my audio problems, really? This thing is loud? Okay. Almost have it at nil. There we go. But yeah, I mean, it's partially some tech's fault in which I perceive myself to sound quieter than I actually am, but in reality, I'm just quiet. Once again, like, I feel so expressive in my thoughts and, yeah, in the way I talk, and I feel like it's enough, and yet, I don't know, probably one of the biggest kind of flags that hit for me was when I did my first short story. I generally felt expressive. I don't want to say like I gave it my all, because I definitely didn't. Like, but we'll get to that later as to why. But I thought that I'd be quite expressive. Kind of to the point where I'm talking how I'm talking now, although this is a bit more, this is mid-low energy me. Yeah. But, yeah. And then hearing myself back, just hearing that that was me was intriguing. I genuinely thought I was more expressive. And in retrospect, I guess, when I talk to friends, uh, what's it? I mean, I wasn't sure at the time if they just weren't really good at noticing my sarcasm or sarcastic tones, but uh, we've had our moments where they couldn't tell as to whether or not, or my voice inflection, whatnot. But yeah, I don't know, but I will say, and this is an important thing I want to say, that I definitely believe I could express myself a lot better, a lot clearer, and actually give it my all, high energy, things like that. But, well, if I had to attribute it to an issue, well, maybe two issues. First one is kind of just lacking an audience, really. Because there isn't really dynamic audience interaction, it kind of feels like energy is kind of wasted. I know that technically this isn't really true, especially in terms of videos where they're preserved and kept, as I've mentioned before, but there it feels weird throwing your energy out to the wind and getting nothing back. Ooh, wow, that. Sorry, that one got me on a different level. You could talk about the I mean, we could talk about the point of meaninglessness, throwing yourself out there for no responses, bring in that existential dread of living, dying, and only being a part of a infinitesimally small unit of time in the eyes of the universe, but that's not what this is for. Ooh, I would love to do some philosophical work. Anyways, you'll, but yeah, as I said, audience on reciprocity, which is kind of why I've been trying live streaming, see if that would actually, help me be better at that. And I mean, in future Hollow Knight vids, where are we in terms of Hollow Knight? At this point in time, I've edited all of May's Hollow Knights, so I don't know where we are. Let's see here. Content. You are receiving. Oh wow, Crystal Peak actually opened up. Yeah, so some of the early May videos is kind of when some dynamic audience interaction, or there was actually an audience. Well, an audience of one, but regardless, an audience. And it's at those times I definitely felt more expressive, more characteristic. Or true to myself, I guess. And so, yeah, as opposed to videos where I'm just throwing my voice to the wind, streaming streaming's definitely, I'm realizing, is a place I want to go. Yeah, because of the lack of reciprocity in making a YouTube video. And just interaction in general. It's not immediate, direct. Which, is fair. But I mean, I upload videos on YouTube not for the reciprocity, I'll fully admit. Because this is the preservation section. So to that, it doesn't matter. But the other thing I really want to discuss is just how self-conscious I am about, well, I guess, noise. I mean, I'm generally, I'm a quiet person. I'll just say I'm a quiet person. Why not? Oh, stay true to it. And I'm not too much of a fan of air quotes, making noise around, well, people. I mean, I'm in a household with residents in it, and most of the time, I'm recording or streaming with at least one around the area. And although, well, technically this is, well, no, I'll talk about that later. That works better later in the story. But yeah, I'm just conscious about making noise, doing things. I mean, I'm not really hyper expressive like all the time, I'd say, but you know, for an entertainment business, entertainment noise, you've, you know, you gotta add some character, some spirit into it. And well, I don't know. Just I'm really conscious about making noise. I really don't want to disturb anyone. It's just kind of my way of thinking. But I mean, thinking about it like in other situations, I believe that's the case. I mean, I've done a bit of acting and theatrics in the past, and actually, I don't really know, but I feel like that hasn't been an issue. Where I'm free to express myself, free to, I don't know, sing, make a fool of myself, just on stage or in a class. And there was definitely, I feel like there's no issue. But that's because, well, they've been in proper settings. Crank you up. Go. Anyways, I will add an asterisk to this because technically I've also done these presentations over the course of the pandemic on an online medium. For instance, the example I'll point to was actually the representation video. That was done on a Zoom platform where I had to teach. Yeah, I spent a whole 3 hours with someone else, so about an hour and a half just being a character and acting once again in a house where residents are actually doing stuff. So then what's the change there? And so for this one, wow, 18 minutes already. I didn't think. Anyways, for this one, I think I'd attribute it to actually being work related. Because technically this was for educative purposes, it was for getting good grades, good marks. And so I had to perform with the best of my ability. And so I had to show myself off there and actually, you know, do my very best. Because it's a one-time thing. Ooh, no peeking. I'll back up from the mic then. But yeah, that's, I guess, what I'd attribute it to. And now, I guess, compared to making these videos, they feel they're less important, yes? I mean, I created the videos just, well, okay. I'll go through this in multiple steps. First, just gaming, entertainment, content-wise. Yeah, okay, sure. At this point in time, like, I'm still trying to, you know, build up the creative portfolio and actually, you know, make it presentable, shall I say? And so, I mean, gaming, as much as well, as much as I like to do it and things like that, it's a side thing. It's not really the true goal as of yet. It's not really my main objective currently. My main objective is, well, actually improving my way of life, shall I say, I guess. Currently. Vague about it, but this isn't about me. But anyways, yeah, so for videos, it feels a bit more of a side thing. Well, for gaming for now. Now what about, like, say, the stuff for the creative portfolio? Once again, they also kind of feel like side things because generally the things I've been doing have technically already been done. I could do a lot of the things better, but once again, like, I've already pushed out phase 1. Like, so now this is a bit more back burner. I'm just loading up more ammunition for whoever plans to come by. And so in a sense, this is also taking the back burner. Oh, wait. Oh no, I have mentioned I'm looking for work. Never mind. Yeah, so in a sense it's important, but it's also not important. And so as a result, getting to my conclusion here, I don't know, maybe there's probably just a part of me that feels guilty, I guess. My conscience is kind of like holding me back on, this isn't what you're meant to, you know, this isn't exactly what you're meant to give your time into. Lower that. Anyways, yeah. This isn't my first commitment. This isn't, I mean, I'm not truly ready for this quite yet. Until, well, I am. Once I could find a place of stability, then I could say that, yeah, then maybe I could finally, you know, go full throttle, shall I say. And so, yeah, I attribute it to this being, once again, the secondary. And, well, I guess, in case I didn't say it yet, I know there's this guilt that I feel that, you know, this is, that I am making noise, air quotes, based on, well, making noise on something that isn't truly important, shall I say. Or it doesn't hold really a place of importance over it, so in a way there's, you know, a sense of guilt on that front. Although this is important, it's just a very long-term investment. So, yeah, there's that. Wow. 24 minutes, I really expected this to be shorter. But, well, I don't know. Everything I want to say? I guess talking about a bit about the future of the voice, of my voice. I definitely hope it changed. Well, I know I could do better. I know I could do better. I I don't think I'll belt. I don't think I'll start belting because, well, just self-awareness or self-conscious. But who knows? Maybe I might belt out. I definitely have confidence in my vocal abilities. not like megaphone, but you know, people have commented to me, well, not commented like comments, but people have told me that, you know, my voice would be good for, I don't know, hosting or I remember one that sticks in my head. My voice sounds like, you know, something you'd hear from a radio show. Oof, radio shows. Do I have to explain that nowadays? Well, I guess that was even before my time. But still, well, yeah, before my time, but I'm still aware of it. Although, man, doing like a radio show with like, oh, what do you call it? Like hitting the props or hitting random props to make sound effects. Oh, that's neither here or there. Not what we're talking about here. But yeah, who knows? Maybe with some of the things coming up, maybe the truth will come to light, or maybe not. It does take some time, I feel. But yeah, I don't know. My voice is probably one of the biggest things I pride myself on. Even though, you know, this series, this, well, project has definitely brought some things to light. But hey, we change it. Well, not change it, but, you know, we learn from it, we get better. Hopefully things will change. Ooh, actually, side note, should also mention that, you know, I guess the microphone. I'm also wondering if it might be a microphone thing. I doubt it, but or maybe there are microphones that are better dealt with. I don't know what to call this. Is this a bassy voice? I don't really know the terms in terms of voice quality or vocal range. But yeah, it might be something. Don't really know. That's just a shot in the wind, but it's not fully attributable to the mic. It's definitely more towards, well, me. But yeah, I think that is where we'll call it there, especially since the audio library. Why does the YouTube audio library have random volumes for every song? Oh, it makes sense, but anyways, as for future stuff, cool stuff coming, I hope. Hopefully this week's ones won't be delayed or cancelled. But other than that, yeah, as I said before, everything in May has well, every Tuesday, Wednesday's done. And then everything Thursday's been all planned out. And, you know, Saturday's Stream of Thoughts. And, well, I'm always live streaming on Twitch for gaming. So yeah, I'll leave it there. I need like a closing phrase or something. Actually, let's close this. What's that? Yeah, I feel like I need some sort of closing phrase or something. You know, something that really clearly signifies that I'm done with Stream of Thoughts.